Has security taught you about life?
That is a very interesting question, isn't it? Many things is the honest answer. I think the thing that comes to mind immediately, so I'm going to say it because it's obviously the most honest thing that's come to mind, it being the first one, is when somebody is described as being intoxicated, being drunk, it means poison, doesn't it?
Yep.
Intoxicated, toxin, poison. And one of the lessons that I learned first doing it was how true that was, that somebody is poisoned, that they're acting in a way that's poisoned. And it was so kind of like clear and visceral. I'm like, I seen this person not 2 hours ago, perfectly polite. And now there's a poison in them. Like, it's poison. Their behavior is diseased. You could say that, you know. And that was really interesting. And it certainly, although it didn't entirely make me give up alcohol, it certainly gave me a completely different relationship with it. To the point where it's not like I go out drinking. I don't, you know. And I think that was probably because of that. Yeah. You see it from somebody else's eyes. We talked about that before, don't we? And you go, that's not how I want to be intoxicated.
I've had my struggles with alcohol over the years. Yeah. Same thing. Yeah, I think the big thing for me was like listening to other people tell you how you were, and you don't recognize that person, and neither do they. And, you know, they let it go. Maybe they laugh it off. One or two people might be annoyed with you, but like ultimately it's like, oh, well, you were just drunk. Haha. But I looked at it very differently. I looked at it as a problem. I was like, well, it's scary that I don't remember that. It's scary that I become that. I'm not the worst drunk in the world, but if it goes past a certain point, that point where you do black out, it is a problem. And I think people take that for granted sometimes. I think they forget that, oh, it's a toxin, as you said. Oh, it's a poison. Oh, I think a lot of particularly British culture enables that kind of behavior. It's almost encouraged. It's laughed off, like binge drinking, ha ha ha. And then you've got other people saying, oh, actually, it's an epidemic. It's a real problem. You've seen the consequences of how it can ruin people's lives in big, awful, impactful ways. I think sometimes people, I mean, there's a few things that are changing, which are good. Like I'm seeing a lot of places now opening. There was a bar recently that opened in Northern Quarter that's alcohol-free, which is a cool concept. You're seeing bars now selling that stuff. You're seeing more of a push towards entertainment versus just here's a place to get drunk. Now, I'm not saying people shouldn't drink. I'm just saying that it's a granddad way of putting it, but like you drink responsibly, you know, have a few. You know, I had it recently where I had a few, I didn't feel great, so I just went home.
Yep.
You know, why keep drinking? It's not going to get better, is it? Like, no, it's just not.
It's not like that's one of the things that we always say, you know, you get little sayings in security, like you control the outside, you control the inside. You know, more alcohol never improves the situation. You know, so for example, from a kind of more doorman-like perspective, if someone's in a bar and they are already on the line, you'd say, you're like, okay, so if you don't act now, is it going to get better? No, it's not. It's not going to get better. You're better off acting now while that person has some rationality and possibly could be talked to, than just going, oh, we'll see how it goes. It isn't going to get better. It's like bad news. It doesn't improve with age. It's like, look, it's difficult to make a decision because you're like, well, I'll probably ruin that person's night and there are consequences and it might go wrong. But leaving it is never a good option. It's like, you know, if you can talk to that person, mate, look, see if you can have a few softies, whatever, a few soft drinks and see if you can calm down. Okay, that's fair enough. You maybe can start with that. But it's not going to improve. It just isn't. And that cultural problem that you are talking about, that's what I realized. And having been in different countries where they didn't have that culture, you suddenly then realize, hang on a minute, what I thought everyone did, they don't. And why do I participate in this when I don't have to? Like, it's my choice. You mentioned about choice, didn't you, before? I don't have to participate in this. And I don't have to be all self-righteous about it. and kind of, oh, look at me. You know, I don't have to be like that at all, but I don't have to participate in it. And that's fine. It's absolutely fine. And one thing that gives me encouragement amongst the sort of younger generation is I think more people are doing that. More people have the confidence to say, nah, that ain't me. Thank you very much. Whereas perhaps I'd say that in the 80s and 90s, there was much more social pressure to do that. Now, I don't know if I'm right about that. It's just the impression I get. I might be wrong about it, but I know far more people now than I remember, at least, who are young, who would say, I'm not living that life. I'm doing something different. So that's kind of reasons to be positive.